Weather Geeks, Weather Geeks, Weather Geeks, it's Weather for Weather Geeks time. It's Wednesday evening. Hey everyone, it's your humble host, 21 News Chief Meteorologist Eric Wilhelm. It's our evening weather chat that we do most Mondays through Fridays. I have limited time on TV, so this video is my outlet to just talk for as long as I want about all the weather happenings here in the Mahoning and Shenango Valleys. Sometimes we get a little more technical. We show you some things that are a little bit sciencey on this video that, again, I don't necessarily have much time for on TV. So I hope you get a kick out of these videos. I've been doing them for, amazingly, like 4 years now. And there's a lot of weather geeks out there. And there's also a lot of people who just, their job may depend on the weather, whether you're a roofer or a snowplow driver or anything involving the outdoors. If the weather's important to you, then this video, I think, will give you more information than you're going to find checking out an app real quick or even watching the evening news. All right, today's high temperature, a little bit short of where we thought it would be. We thought it'd get to 78 today. Stopped 3 short of that at 75, but it was still a nice day and certainly warmer than it was yesterday when we only reached 68 degrees. Our average high on this date up to 80, 81 degrees across the region. So once again, we fell a little bit short of that today. Off to our west, we do have moisture gathering and pushing east. You can draw a warm front kind of like right in through here. And while the air is not significantly warmer on the other side of the front, it is more moisture laden or humid. Those dew points are climbing into the 60s across parts of the Midwest this evening. Also along that warm front and near it, a lot of severe weather this evening. Several supercells with tornadoes in Iowa, now getting up into parts of Wisconsin as well, and extreme northwestern Illinois also under a tornado watch this evening. All right, speaking of our dew points, I think tomorrow you're going to notice it feels a little bit muggier, but it's still not that bad tomorrow. Dew points tomorrow afternoon probably end up shaking out around 60 to 62 as an average. That'll be noticeable compared to the really dry air we've had over the last few days, but look at Friday and into Saturday as well. That's when it's really going to feel really muggy. Air conditioners will be humming. It looks like as we go into the second half of the weekend, we should get some relief from the humidity. Now, I'm not sure if we get this much relief. This particular model, this is based on the European model, tries to knock our dew point down to 59 or so Sunday afternoon. There's a chance that that front really kind of washes out and the dew point might only mix down to 62, 63. Better than 70, but still, you know, maybe not the kind of relief you're looking for. Whatever little bit of relief we get from the humidity for a couple of days, it looks like it will get muggy again in time for the 4th of July. We show this graphic sometimes as we get into the summer season. Why do we talk about dew points a lot more than humidity, relative humidity? Some people are a little bit new to this idea of TV weather people talking about dew points as opposed to the relative humidity. And the reason we do this is that relative humidity can be really deceiving. If you think about a winter day where it's 30 degrees outside, the relative humidity can be 100%, but you wouldn't say it's humid outside. And that's kind of represented by our short glass here. This glass is full, it's 100% full, but it's a much smaller glass. There's actually much less moisture in the atmosphere than when you have, or in that glass, than if you have a 12-ounce glass. Think of the glass as the atmosphere. And if you have a 12-ounce glass that is half full, that's still more moisture in the air than when you have a full small glass. And this is more representative of a summer day when the relative humidity might only be 50%, but it might be really humid outside. And so dew point temperatures are used to kind of be a true marker of how much moisture is in the air. When we start talking about dew points in the 60s, generally speaking, in our part of the country, that means it's getting kind of muggy. Now, if you live in Orlando or Miami, a dew point of 65, that's a beautiful day. But around here, that's when a lot of us start to think, hey, it's getting kind of humid outside. All right, as we go into tomorrow, one thing we've done with tomorrow's forecast is reduced the chance for rain as we get into the afternoon. It's not down to 0, certainly, but our increase in moisture, increase in temperatures, and with a weak little boundaries trying to push in, I think there'll be some real spotty stuff late in the afternoon into tomorrow evening. Probably not as widespread as we thought a day or two ago. So we get into the day of Friday. Again, I don't see much of a trigger here. It's just going to be really humid outside. So there could be some pop-up, random, widely scattered kind of stuff on Friday. I have our rain chances a little bit higher Friday than tomorrow. Now here's the situation for Saturday. This has been a tough forecast, remains kind of a tough forecast. I think it's going to rain Saturday in a lot of places. It's all about the timing. Will this front move through fairly quickly and usher in some drier air and it'll turn out to be a nicer afternoon? Or will the front be pretty sluggish, meaning we got to allow for chances for rain all day? It stays pretty humid all day. Leaning a little more towards the slower idea today, and that's why I allow for something at any point on Saturday. If we luck out and this speeds up a little bit, we might be in the clear by mid-afternoon, but as it stands now, I'm not confident enough in that faster idea. So I think it can try to rain at just about any point on Saturday, and it's going to remain pretty muggy. As far as the severe weather threat over the next couple of days, this is the current Storm Prediction Center outlook for the region. What I think you'll see tonight with their new outlook, which comes out around 1 in the morning for tomorrow, I think they're going to trim this marginal risk area kind of like this and get rid of it in the area I've circled here, including maybe parts of the Mahoning and Shenango valleys. They might even trim this slight risk a little farther north as well. Just think with this front kind of being a little farther north than originally it looked like, I think you're going to see everything kind of shift north tomorrow with our outlooks. The severe weather outlook on Friday from the Storm Prediction Center also has the highest risk of severe weather well to our north and west. All right, so I think Sunday's going to be the better half of the weekend. What about the 4th of July? Let's take a look at some modeling here. This is the what we call the GFS ensemble model. There's like 21 members of this. I'm showing you a chunk of those. Basically, an ensemble model is something we look at to kind of gauge uncertainty in the forecast. An ensemble takes a parent model, tweaks the ingredients that are baked into that cake a little bit, a little less salt here, a little more sugar here, etc. And then you see what the outcome is when the models run again. So those little tweaks can sometimes result in big changes, sometimes smaller changes. When you see smaller changes, that means you have a little more confidence in the overall idea that the model might have. So anyway, long story short, this is Tuesday's forecast for the 4th, according to the latest GFS ensemble modeling. And you can see there's patches of green in most of these boxes around the region, indicating that there's at least a chance of some showers and storms on the 4th. Now, if you're hitting the beach or you have a barbecue planned, if you're going to take in some fireworks displays on Tuesday, of course, you're going to be checking the forecast often over the next several days. As it stands now, there's a chance of showers and thunderstorms. Temperatures on Tuesday, pretty unremarkable for the 4th of July, pretty close to average, actually. Our average high on the 4th is about 81, 82. We'll be pretty close to that. Here's a look at the European model for Tuesday the 4th. And as you can see, it has a pretty, pardon me, wet idea here. If this idea is right, if this were to verify exactly, it'd be a pretty lousy day on Tuesday. So we're rooting against the European model because if it's right, it rains a few times and probably is not much better than the mid-70s on Tuesday. So stay tuned for the 4th of July forecast. We're going to review June, review the first half of the year, and take a look at the July forecast later this week on Weather for Weather Geeks. Thanks for watching tonight's video, and I'll see you back here tomorrow evening.